Hello everyone, I'm Xintong. Welcome to my second assessment of management courses, Interview Managers in Practice. Today I will share my findings from interviewee Ryan, the regional manager of Manor Coffee, and apply the course's thesis to my analysis. Evening, Ryan. How are you recently?
I'm pretty good, Cecilia. Haven't seen you in a long time. What about you?
Yeah, not bad. I'm very pleased you can come into my interview about management in your daily life. So,
Mhm.
firstly, please introduce yourself, please.
All right. So it's my pleasure to be invited in your interview. So this is Ryan. I currently work at a Manor Coffee as a regional manager. My main focus is overseeing the operations of our key stores in Shanghai, Qingpu district, including barista scheduling and team coordination.
Let's look at the background of Ryan's company. Minor Coffee core position is making coffee a part of your life. They ensure quality through the professional team of baristas and their own roasting planet. And their stores are mainly located in downtown areas and the office buildings, service for all coffee lovers. Talking about leadership behaviors. So, in the daily work of managing the on-site staff in the coffee shop, what specific leadership behaviors do you typically exhibit?
Mhm. In my day-to-day management, I follow the principle of high standard at work, emotional support in life. This management plays out in two ways. First of all, standardized training with real-time feedback. For example, when a new barrister is learning pour over, I will demonstrate the three key points: the ground size, water temperature, and brew time. Then I have then practiced 10 cups in a row and record each set of the parameters. I will check the extraction data for every cup. If the error margin goes beyond the 0.2%, I will pause them and have them redo it. This level of detail can feel intense at first, but many barristers later tell me things like, after a month, I realized I was improving twice as far as my friends at other cafes. And then secondly, emotional support during the high pressure moment. Last year, during the Christmas rush, one of our newer baristas made a few mistakes in a row and got a customer complaint. She ended up hiding in the back room and crying. When I noticed, I stepped in to cover her position. Later, during her break, I took her outside for a hot latte and shared some of my mistakes that I used to make. We also came up with a practical tip like when you are feeling stressed, just take three deep breaths before starting the next order. That same night, she stayed late to practice, and 2 weeks later, she became one of our most improved baristas in customer rating that quarter.
Okay, a very vivid example.
Mhm.
When I asked Ryan what specific leadership behavior do you exhibit in your daily management, he answers with high work standard and emotional support in his personal life. This immediately reminds me of the behaviors leadership zero we learned in week 4. As this diagram shows, Ryan isn't simply autocratic, he switched between participative and consensus style based on the employee's abilities and the situation. This is the due impact of effective leadership on both individual and the teams that the zero emphasize. Okay, secondly is decision making. So when faced with unexpected situation in coffee shop, what steps are included in your decision making process? Can you provide a specific example?
Of course, this is a very practical question. My approach to both daily decisions and emergency follows one core principle: act quickly, but always involve and develop the team. My decision-making process has three key steps, with staff included at every stage. And the first is a rapid assessment and stabilization. On, on-site, on-site staff are crucial here. I will ask direct question like how much oat milk is left, or who can cover the next 2 hours. This gave me facts and also shows their input matters right from the start. And the second is the transparent communication and joint execution. Once I have a plan, I explain clearly to everyone what we are doing, why and how each person can help. I'm not just giving orders, I'm creating a shared mission mode. This removes doubt and keeps the focus on solving the problem. And finally is a post-event review and system improvement.
When faced with an emergency, Ryan described the three-step approach: assess stability, communicate and cooperate, review and improve. This shows the rational decision-making model. We can clearly map his action to each step of the model, but what even more interesting is his decision-making process. He ensured the team was informed, involved, and even cooperate solution at each stage. This is not management, but the team decision-making management in practice. Finally, we are talking about management recommendations. So, based on your years of
Mhm.
experience managing on-site cafe staff, what do you think is the most critically qualities becoming an excellent on-site manager? Could you give me some advice for new managers?
All right, that's a pretty good question. And based on my experience, the most critical qualities for an excellent on-site manager are operational excellence and authentic empathy. You need to know every detail of the shop, from the extraction times to inventory flow. But more importantly, you need to truly see and care about people.
This aligns with contemporary management thought, which shows that excellent managers should lead like people. Ryan's suggestion Vivian experiences concept. As excellent managers is a balance between the technical rationality and human empathy. Finally, this is my personal reflection. Thank you for Manager Ryan and thank you all for watching.